Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I felt compelled to do a second version of this Kansas City parade, but not really focusing on that parade, but focus on large crowds, mass situations, and less lethal. As you know, there's a lot of people that has problems, and wherever their problems are, they feel compelled to make sure you know their problems and make you suffer because of it. For me, I just stay away from large crowds, but like life, you can't isolate yourself from everywhere, nor am I going to be a hermit too. A couple years ago, I was afraid to do anything. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to live my life. But with living my life, you doesn't mean you stop being cautious. You know, you use good common sense to live. That particular situation, from a less lethal standpoint, like I said, that was the point where less lethal, it would have done something, but it would not be the force that you need. You definitely would
left to merge onto I-35 South.
Then you definitely would need something much greater and much stronger. But let's play hypothetical. You're not allowed to carry a firearm, and you live your life and everything, but because of a felony or life or something when you was a different person, what do? You still got a right to defend yourself. Crime is not going to stop because you're not carrying your weapon. It's getting to a point, even less lethal is getting tough to have in some circumstance. You just try, I think if they won't allow you to carry something and you sure it's not like a big crowd of people, maybe not to go in that place. I've heard some people say I won't even work a job that don't let me carry something. I'm like, okay, let's use security, construction, or you in a very dangerous area where they just allow you to be two-way. That's very hard. I'm social service, and that's not even an option. That's why I carry less lethal, because it's an alternative to guns. I definitely feel like once you get that gun, that should be your last resort. That should not be your first resort. Less lethal is, then there's so many hypothetical. What if you think that person is packing? That person's packing, then you have to bring. You don't want to take the chance that it's a toy gun, so you get them. It's so many avenues, and to tell you the truth, you cannot cover it all. There's no way you can cover all situations. There's just no way. This thing called life. It's a luck of the draw. But I will say this: if they don't specify of not carrying something, I carry something. I mean, even if I go to like a major store, I carry it. It's the only times, like, if I know I'm around nothing but men, like, I I'll go to a gas station called Quick Trip, and basically it's very popular in the Midwest and the South. And I see a lot of, blue collar guys. The tendency is if something happened, it's enough men to jump on that dude, or girl. You just don't know. But if it's not a lot of men, then I definitely support my weapons. So that particular situation, because that less lethal could stop that person. Somebody thinking, because every time we get these mass shootings, it gets very political, like even the Lakewood church situation. You just don't know. You basically, in any place where there's no pat down and no security first entry, you take a chance of what can happen, and the bigger the situation, the worse it can be. It can get. There's no regulations to stop you. Like a metal detector. So you gotta play luck of the draw, and most places you hope it doesn't happen, but the places that's most vulnerable is always the schools, always the churches, because traditionally weapons is not permitted, especially in school. Guns, in some churches, it just depends on the political side. There's some is gun and Jesus. But that's usually a political affiliation. And traditionally, it's kind of heavily supported. Where I go to church is Jesus and liberal. So weapons they don't talk about it, but don't ask, don't tell type of situation. It's not supported like, hey, we're gonna have guns. But I've been trying to steer my church into security and have a stronger presence. For years, and they basically just ignore it until someone had a mental health situation. And then now all of a sudden they want more security presence, when I told them. And I'm like this, why wait till a situation happen and then now you want to do something about it? And I'm not saying everybody, come with, they guns, and, it's like 60 deep of nothing but guns and people. But, somebody gotta have there has to be something in place in an organization that, hey, just in case. And even for me, as less lethal is not an answer to stop a gun, it's better than putting my hands up and begging for mercy. It's just the truth. Even if it's pepper spray, no matter what your solution to stop somebody, you need something. For me, I got a taser that shoots. I have tactical tasers. I have less lethal. I have 2 pepper spray spray and 1 gel. I have solutions for me. Now that's for me. That's my personal security. But as far as guns, there's people in my congregations that do carry weapons, and they even actually work for police. By all means, you get those people to, have their weapons. But, less lethal is not a bad second, especially if you hit in the proper context and you hit that person the right way. But let's be honest, who in crisis and you're not in a shoot situation every Thursday, who can think under pressure that quick? Like, hey, this is what I'm going to do, and boom, 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 take them down. It just doesn't work that way. Even when it's controlled crisis, and I've been in many controlled crisis where I've taken down people, it did not work the way I wanted to. That person didn't go down the way I wanted to. When I slammed into them, my body didn't go where I wanted to go, and I had to just think on the fly. That's just the nature of life. So that's also the nature of less, weapons. That shooting situation, that was bad, could have been a whole lot worse. And it looked like all the kids gonna survive, and then the one person unfortunately passed. But most people are not thinking that way. And even, let's be honest, if you're watching my channel, you definitely have a safety 2A self-defense background. But average person is not thinking that way. They just carefree. I myself, I'm watching everybody. I'm watching their movement. I'm watching how thick their pockets. I'm watching, see their side ending bulging. I'm watching, but I have focused 11 years in self-defense. So it's kind of my niche, being self-defense. Only difference is I'm beginning to do more stuff based upon my abilities. Before, I was just doing it for my own protection and my family. Now I'm doing more, I'm asked to do more security things and to actually teach some self-defense. And if you look earlier this week, you saw a lot of the keto stuff that my teacher, which is named Steve Crawford, who's actually a legend in self-defense, in the Black Belt Hall of Fame. He's high royalty and semi-retired, but still teaching martial arts. No, a lot of people just don't have that background, and so. But that shooting situation, definitely, if I had no choice, less lethal, brought that out. Switch to pepper ball, kinetic, a mixture of both. If I can see it, and they look into the side, we used to call it directed energy. If their energy is direct towards a assailant, they not paying attention to me if I'm coming from side to side. So you can kind of, line up your target if you're not in their direction. If they are in your direction and you are the target, then you have to play differently, even for cover. I'm going to do another video, and it's going to be just a self-defense behind that bad situation, because I don't want to go super long for every video, but this is some deep subject they need to be talking about. Alright, see you in the next video.